Hi friends, Rusty back with you here on Monday, February the 10th, and we are live. Thank you for joining me for Central Florida Weather Live, the show. Great to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Coming up here in Central Florida this week, it's still all about the temperatures. We could be talking about getting at or near some record highs across Central Florida as we get towards midweek. We'll talk about that and getting some rain back into the forecast for you guys as well. How was the weekend? Everyone good? Did you enjoy the Super Bowl? I know it wasn't probably the most exhilarating Super Bowl for sure, right? For me, I was doing a lot of consoling. My youngest, my 9-year-old, is actually a big Chiefs fan. I think for two reasons. One, my wife is from Missouri, but also the Chiefs have been really good, right? They were trying to go for a three-peat in the Super Bowl this year, and so he kind of got into football last year. And, you know, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, they're, winners. They won the Super Bowl last year. So they were out of it, like basically all of the game yesterday, right? And so just trying to tell him about how it's a learning experience. You're not going to win all the time, all of that. But, it was what it was. But the weather was absolutely gorgeous this weekend, obviously warm. But if you think it's warm now, again, some outrageously warm weather for the second week of February is on the way. As always, I love to hear from you guys. If you have a question about the specific forecast, drop it in the comment section below. If you are watching in the recorded version of this, feel free to ask a question as well. I'll go back through and happy to answer those questions. Of course, while you're here, thank you for hitting the like button. As always, Central Florida Weather Live is sponsored by the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida, your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They cover condo owners, homeowners, and associations across the entire state, anything that can impact you or your property. So any damage coming through with a tornado or a hurricane or a busted pipe or a car accident, they'll walk you through every step of the insurance process, offering free consultation and policy reviews. Go to leanonmelaw.com if you would like more information. Again, we appreciate Bobby Lean and the team there at Lean on Me Law being the sponsors of CFLW. All right, so let's get into what's going to be happening here across the area. The first thing we'll start off with here, even on this early Monday afternoon, we still have some low cloud coverage to deal with here. Now, the clouds that you see basically from the I-4 corridor from Deltona south, those are more low to mid-level clouds, but it's not fog. And again, fog continues to still be an issue, right? And it's going to be a problem again for tomorrow morning, so we have to watch out for that. But temperatures here have warmed up very nicely once the sun has come out even just a tad. So at the hour, we are in the upper 70s to even some lower 80s. MCO right now, OIA, of course, Orlando International Code MCO is up to right around 80. Same thing for the Executive Airport, Kissimmee 81. Winter Haven at 1 o'clock has hit 82 degrees already. I remind you, normal highs for this time of the year should be in the low to mid 70s. Plant City in at 81. Downtown Tampa in at 79. St. Pete slightly cooler, 75. The Spring Hill area, 77. Now, you get to our northwest areas, Marion, portions of Citrus County. These are the areas that have still been stuck with some cloud coverage. Notice the big temperature difference. Look, at 11 a.m., Crystal River was still in at 64 degrees. We're beginning to burn off the fog slowly but surely. They're in at 70. Again, Winter Haven is at 82, and Crystal River's in at 70. Ocala is just a little bit better in at 73. Inverness, Floral City around 72 as well. So we're about 10 degrees cooler along the Nature Coast because of the thick clouds, and we've actually had some low-level moisture stick around portions of the Nature Coast, and that has led to, again, some visibility issues here. When I put on the advisories, we'll see if they have let these go or not. Let me pause this. Just before I came on, we still had a fog advisory, but that might have just been allowed to expire. Okay, so that was just allowed to expire, but there was still some really low visibilities off the coastal waters of portions of Levy and Citrus and Hernando and Pasco counties, but that luckily looks to have alleviated itself, so that's good news. So let's go back over here to the Viz satellite imagery. And again, I'm gonna knock this back down a little bit in time. Let's loop that up. Okay, so as we continue our climb, you can still see that some of the thicker clouds were in places like Gainesville and St. Augustine a little bit earlier in the day. By the way, I put a poll out on the live chat here. Thanks for answering that. I am very curious. Are you ready for temperatures that could be knocking on the door of 90 degrees in the coming days, because that's what we're going to be talking about here, okay? Again, still burning off some of the fog up north. You get back down into portions of Flagler and Volusia counties, and it's absolutely warm. We've got Ormond Beach all the way up to 79. Now, it's interesting, Ormond Beach has actually dropped a little bit since the noon reading. Still could deal with some sea fog there. That marine layer from time to time could roll back on shore, and obviously if the clouds thicken up along the Volusia and the southern Flagler and the northern Brevard County coast, temperatures could fall a little bit. You're seeing that right now a little bit here. Notice that New Smyrna Beach has tailed back down to 73, where the Daytona Beach sensor, which is much more inland at the airport, and a mile or two makes a difference. 79 near I-95, but down to 73 there in New Smyrna. So we still have that marine layer, that sea fog that could still be an issue. And again, down here, you notice that these clouds are the brighter whites. Those are more mid-level clouds. And so they're not going to inhibit temperatures warming up. We're mainly in the 80s right now in a lot of spots. I mean, Port St. John is at 82. Cape Canaveral was a little bit cooler at 77. Our friends in Palm Bay, Melbourne area, again, right around 79 there. So it's going to get hot. Temperatures today are going to be way above average, but that is nothing new from what we've seen recently. Once again, you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop it in the comments section below. Now, just showing you kind of the broad perspective of things for us here and how it's going to play out over the next couple of days. We still don't have a cold front coming in anytime soon. Let me throw the fronts on this map for you guys real quick. All of the big activity is going to be north of us. This is where all the energy is up here. Now, eventually along this, what's going to be decaying cold front, which basically slices just north of the area. And there is some colder weather with it, right? You get back into the central or the northern sides of Alabama and Mississippi and into Arklatex, you know, it's in the 30s and 40s right now. And there will be a developing area of low pressure here in central Texas that could spawn a few stronger storms by at least Wednesday. But for us, this front is gonna come in and it's gonna stall out. It's gonna be what we call quasi-stationary. I think it's gonna bounce around a little bit. Now, ahead of the front tomorrow, actually, we should be in store for a few showers. We actually have a little bit of rain in the forecast for tomorrow. It's not going to be significant, but for the first time in some areas, 7 to 10 days, we could see some spotty showers. Now, this front is not going to do anything but bring us warmer weather, because as it stalls north of us, our southerly flow is going to pick up, but it could also spell a few more showers on Thursday as well. So no big punch of colder air with this front coming in. The next one I see with that potential would be as we get towards next weekend. But that's it, guys. That's about the earliest that I see this really changing things up. Because it's so darn nice outside, what do you say we take a live look to some of our cameras and see what's happening across the area right now? So we'll start off at the Disney area. Again, this is just 1 mile from the Magic Kingdom. You can see, again, some of those mid-level clouds, a little bit of, you know, vertical development to them, not much, a little bit of darker bases, not rain-bearing clouds for today at all. This is going to be high and dry again, but the sun shining through again, warming things up, and it's been so dry, it doesn't take long to get things to be very toasty. And that's what we expect down in Lake Buena Vista. Wrong image. Let's go over to our Conway cam from downtown Orlando. Once again, fair weather clouds. Obviously, we have no low cloud coverage here in the Orlando metro area, so temperatures are going to be warming up very nicely. It's a beautiful day again. Once again, you have an absolute fantastic opportunity to get outside and enjoy this weather, a round of golf, playing some pickleball, mowing the yard, if you still do that this time of the year, you know, doing anything. I did some outdoor projects yesterday myself. I didn't enjoy how hot it was, and I would be on the no category, by the way, right? So if you answered no, I'm with you on that. Not going to be enjoying what is going to be coming our way as far as temperatures go. So let's get back out and kind of tell the story here. Since we're out in this larger perspective to begin with, I'll just show you guys that by Wednesday, we're going to get the opportunity for a few stronger storms in this area here. Now, the green is just the marginal risk. It's the 1 out of 5 on the scale from the Storm Prediction Center, but it does show you the next little bit of interest and impulse of energy that'll be coming in. Now, ahead of that, we're still going to get our southerly flow. Okay, so let's talk about how that's going to impact things. The first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to switch over to our HER model. I'm going to bring that up. Now, you're going to be looking at the rain, but we're going to look at that in just a second, because first things first, I'm going to go over to the model data here, and I'm going to bring up surface visibility, because guess what's going to happen again for tomorrow? We've got more fog back into the forecast, and once again, it could be locally thick. still going to be favoring northwest areas, northwest of Metro Orlando, and portions of the East Coast where we could have more sea fog and that marine layer develop. But it's not just tomorrow, I think Wednesday as well. We had dense fog advisories on this Monday morning. I expect more dense fog advisories in portions of Central Florida for Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So let's get into that. As you can see, this is, again, an interesting color table, but we'll start off with today as we get overnight. Now look, even as we hit to midnight, the HRRR model is trying to, sorry about that, let me bring that back out here. We'll go back out to just after midnight. Even the HRRR model at this point in time, the visibility is okay, but we're starting to see some thicker clouds develop, especially in our far northern areas, portions of Marion and the northern sides of Lake and inland Flagler and Putnam counties towards Alachua County. That's where we could really see the fog settle in even just around the midnight hour, okay? Now, as we go overnight, those darker, almost maroon looking colors is the indication of that fog really setting in. Still again going to be favoring northwest areas, but as we get into tomorrow morning, right? And I'm going to back it up 1 hour here because 7 a.m. might be even worse. Obviously, with the sun coming up around then, this is where we could have some of the thickest fog. So let's talk about some of the areas that could have more problems with visibility getting out and about tomorrow. Again, northwest areas, central and northern Lake, central and northern Sumter, Citrus, portions of Marion and Levy counties. That's my biggest concern. So Crystal River, on over towards Inverness and Denellen, in Ocala, in Bellevue, and our friends in the villages, Wildwood, Umatilla, Eustis, Leesburg, on over towards Astor, DeLand, De Leon Springs. All of these areas could have visibility less than 1/4 of a mile, okay? Hopefully not less than 1/10 of a mile, but the HRRR model is pretty aggressive on that. Notice as we get to the coastline of Flagler and Volusia counties, you still have the possibility for that sea fog, that marine layer, and visibilities that could be heavily restricted. So Flagler Beach, Beverly Beach, Palm Coast, Marineland, even up towards Crescent Beach, St. Augustine. It's all going to be dependent on the wind, and the model has it a little bit much calmer and better visibility as you get up towards Jacksonville Beach. But from St. Augustine all the way down into the northern sides of Volusia County, you have the possibility for more thicker fog. For the Metro Orlando area, again, northwest areas, north of Lake Apopka, so Apopka itself, on over towards the Mount Dora area there, as you get into Mount Plymouth, places like that, Wekiva Springs, same situation, Lake Mary, again, some visibility issues. Downtown Orlando South looks to be okay, at least according to our model. Now again, depending on things, the Weather Service just might issue a dense fog advisory for all of Orange County, right? Sometimes they're not going to parse it out like that, and that's just how it goes when you're talking about that. But the farther south that you go, even southwest, we're looking pretty good. So Tampa, at this point in time, although there could be some patchy fog, I'm not expecting it to be dense. So Carrollwood and Tarpon Springs, Newport Richey, Plant City, Polk City there, everything's looking pretty good. Brevard County, you're looking all right as well. Again, a little bit of fog is possible here, but mainly in very isolated areas. You get to the west of the rivers, and you're looking pretty good there. Even along the coastline, the Cape, not a concern. So that's tomorrow morning, right? And we hit that pretty good. So let's clear those off, and then let's take the model out to our Wednesday morning. This should be the last day where we're going to have any potential fog issues, because we're going to start to see the winds pick up a little bit more and the opportunity for a little bit more in the way of some showers as well. So for Wednesday morning, it'll mainly be the Nature Coast from the Inglis area to Crystal River, Homosassa Springs, back down Weeki Wachee areas like that, west of 19 here. I don't know why it says 55. Down towards Newport Richey, but even there, you're getting a little bit better, right? Spotty dense fog inland, but nothing that's going to be significant or widespread. And the marine layer doesn't look to be nearly as significant. As a matter of fact, hopefully it won't be a problem for Wednesday. So one more morning of the really locally dense stuff, guys. And then hopefully after that, we're looking pretty good, okay? So let's clear that off now and switch on over to the chance for some rain. Now again, what's going to happen is we're going to get some southerly winds coming in, right? Let me just make sure that the reflectivity will load up when I do this. Excellent. All right, so we're going to get a little bit in the way of more southerly flow, and that front just off to our north, it's going to act like a little focusing mechanism, provide a little bit more lift in the atmosphere. But the biggest thing is that there's just going to be a moisture increase. Relatively speaking, when you're talking about daytime highs in the upper 80s to near 90, yes, the next couple of days, moisture tends to come along for the ride. The atmosphere can hold a little bit more moisture when it gets that warm. The little front to our north is just a little bit of a kicker, if you will, but you can see some spotty showers might be developing here as we get into tomorrow. Probably dry Wednesday and then a few more showers on Thursday as well. Again, I appreciate you guys joining me for the live version. If you're here, thank you for liking the live stream. It helps us out. Again, you guys are loyal and I appreciate that. But let's get some more eyes on this channel. By liking this live stream, it really does help out the channel. More and more people will see it who don't even know we exist. Even if you're watching the recorded version, hit that like button for me right now, that thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. It's a really simple payback. Of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel, that's free. Please do that. I recommend having all notifications on. Being a live only channel, not going to be inundating you with notifications. When I'm on, there's something to talk about, be it during the CFLW shows, Monday and Friday at 1 o'clock, or the opportunity for some more impactful weather. So as we get into today, the model tries to develop a little bit of the way of some showers. I don't know, again, if I buy it for late today. Could there be a few sprinkles? It's possible, right? Overnight, a little bit of rain, and then it's actually tomorrow, right, that I would expect a better chance for a few showers to develop. And it is the time frame that you would expect, the late afternoon hours into portions of the early evening. Notice again, as we get towards sunset tomorrow night, you're going to see some showers mainly across I-4. Still could see a few spotty showers in Tampa. We'll see how it plays out, but for the first time in a while, we've got some green on the map. So here it is tomorrow evening at around 7 o'clock. Some showers for portions of Flagler County, showers for portions of Lake and Volusia counties as well. Right back through I-4 in Civil County, my friends in the Sanford area, towards downtown Orlando, and then tailing right on through portions of Osceola County. So again, kind of backing this up, just a few showers developing here. Might be a little bit drier towards the west coast. Some of these showers will then try and push off towards the east as we get into the late evening hours, but they might be fizzling out as they do. But if you live in Brevard County, Titusville, Port St. John, Merritt Island, Sharps, Palm Coast, the Micco Barefoot Bay area, hey, you've got an opportunity for a couple of showers late tomorrow. Now again, shouldn't be much as the way of any real rainfall, but we got that opportunity out there. But it just shows you kind of the moisture content in the air. And of course, this model will take us through Wednesday morning, where those winds should begin to push out some of the fog. Now I'll switch over to the GFS, which of course is going to be the extended model. And I'm going to take this out a little bit deeper in time. So I'm going to go out, let me see here. I'm going to go out until Thursday. So the 13th, and we'll loop that up. So now you're looking at the GFS model. We just looked at the HER, which is a high resolution rapid refresh. That at most goes out 48 hours. The GFS is one of the major global models, and it does have a little, obviously it's a much longer time. It goes out 17 days plus if you want to, depending on, the metric that you're looking at. But the bottom line is that the GFS is a little bit drier on Tuesday. Doesn't actually try and bring in a lot of rain. So here's tomorrow. Again, you're going to see just a little spotty shower. It's the same situation as the HER, but with the HER being a higher resolution model, it can kind of pick up on these little, what we call mesoscale features, the smaller scale features. So I do actually buy the HER model more than the GFS, and I think the GFS is underdoing it, right? Now, as we get into our Wednesday, I do expect it to be dry. However, as we get into Thursday, here comes our next opportunity for more rain. Maybe even an isolated thunderstorm as we get into Friday and Saturday. So when I see you back here on Friday for CFLW, the show live at 1 o'clock, we are going to be talking about a better chance for rain and a stronger cold front and what that's going to end up doing to our temperatures, okay? So let's break down the rain chance, and then we'll take a look at some of the things here. We're going to break down everything for you here. We'll start off in Orlando, okay, next few days. So patchy fog again tomorrow morning. I expect it to be denser in places like Apopka, the far northwest sides of Orange County, then Orlando downtown. Again, a 20% chance for a shower late in the day is possible. We're up to 84. Friends, take a look at these temperatures, and I'm just going to walk over here because I wrote down some numbers and I want to make sure I get them right. So the high in Orlando on Wednesday I have at 87 degrees. The record high in Orlando on Wednesday is 88. So we could absolutely tie that. If we get a little bit more of a push of a south wind, could we hit 89 and break the record on Wednesday? Absolutely. Patchy fog. Now the fog might be the only deterrent, right? The sun has to use its energy to burn its fog off. So if there's just a little bit of fog Wednesday, that might keep our temperature down slightly. I don't think anything's stopping the temperature on Thursday because we'll probably start off with clear skies. Again, a late day shower is possible, but generally speaking, and you saw in the GFS model, the rain doesn't move in until very late, if anything. So it's probably not going to stop that daytime high to hit 90 degrees. And that would be a record high in Orlando on Thursday, the 13th. The record high in Orlando is 89 degrees. So we would break it by 1 if we get to the 90 that I have currently forecast. And these morning lows are outrageously warm as well. Low, mid and upper 60s. And by the way, let's be clear, your normal highs are low to mid 70s, right? So we're going to be pushing 15 degrees above average and potentially breaking a record on Thursday. By the way, it's crazy to think about this, guys. Let's just take a second and think about this. The third week of January, we had highs in the 30s and 40s. Okay, and we were talking about how bitterly cold it was and how wet and how it stuck around for 3 and 4 days in a row. Now the Weather Service is literally talking about the potential for some heat-related illnesses on Thursday. Okay, do not get caught off guard how warm and relatively humid it's going to be. How hot and relatively humid it's going to be. Again, we could hit 90 on February the 13th. It's outrageous, but it's out there, okay? And there will be a bit of humidity because of the south wind. It's not going to be the humidity of summer, we know that. But don't get caught off guard how hot it's going to be Thursday afternoon. So if you have outdoor plans, you might want to consider getting that done earlier in the day, right? Still could see a few showers begin. I expect that to be pretty late in the day. To Tampa we go. Patchy fog is possible tomorrow. Not expecting it to be very dense, though, in Hillsborough, Pinellas counties. After that, sunshine's out there, 82 tomorrow. Again, a little bit more of an influence of a westerly breeze coming off of the Gulf, keeping temperatures there slightly cooler. You want some really, really nice weather, go to like Clearwater or St. Pete beaches, where they could actually stay with highs in the upper 70s, at least for tomorrow. Sunny and warm for Wednesday, we're up to 84. Now, I don't expect us to break a record in Tampa, but it's going to be darn close, because the records aren't as hot as Orlando, as you would imagine. So on on Wednesday, I've got 84. The record high is 86. We probably won't get there, but on Thursday, the record high in Tampa is also 86, and I've got us in at 85. So could we tie a record in Tampa on Thursday? Absolutely. Again, a slight chance for showers and at least a little bit of cloud coverage, but very warm to start off the day. We'll get up to 85 then, but the morning low of 68. Okay, Daytona Beach again. I'm going to call it patchy fog, but right along the coastline, it could be locally dense. Again, that marine layer, that sea fog could still develop again for tomorrow as well. And look at the difference, what the winds are going to be. We're still going to have a bit more of either a westerly component across most of Volusia County or a slight easterly component right along the beaches, okay? But the bottom line is it's not a generally south wind. We still have to use the sun's energy to burn off the fog, so the high tomorrow is just 77 in Daytona Beach. You get inland, Deltona, DeLand, Orange City will be in the lower 80s, right? 59 the morning low tomorrow. Again, a few showers are possible very late. If we're going to get a shower in Daytona Beach tomorrow, it'll probably be after sunset or near sunset, not earlier in the day. Still could see some fog on Wednesday, and again, that might suppress the daytime high slightly because, again, we're using the sun's energy to burn off that fog early in the day. Temperatures don't warm up until that really happens, so 82 the daytime high. The record high in Daytona Beach on Wednesday is 86. Now, this is an area I don't expect to hit a record high because I've got 85 on Thursday, and the record in Daytona Beach is 89. All right, so we should be a few degrees clear of breaking a record. So it is the Orlando area that I expect for the best chance for record highs, and that is a possibility to tie it on Wednesday and break it on Thursday. But obviously, some exceptionally warm weather there. And then for my friends in Titusville, again, areas of fog for Tuesday. Watch out for a few spotty showers. Again, late in the day, we'll take whatever rain that we get with 77 the daytime high. Hi, Blue Goose. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in. Listen, thank you so much for your continued support. I see that we are now 67% no. Again, if you added my vote in, we'd be even higher. I am not looking forward to this. This is still fall spring, right? But it's almost fall summer. I mean, there will be colder weather coming back in, but we went from the 30s and 40s for highs in exceptionally cold weather the third week of January to the second week of February here, talking about 90 degrees in inland locations. So pretty outrageous swings here. That's been very common lately, is these huge swings. So again, spotty showers possible for my friends in Brevard County and the Titusville area late tomorrow with a high of 77. Still some patchy fog possible on Wednesday, but I'm not overtly concerned about it. The sunshine will return then, 82 the daytime high, and we're up to 85 on Thursday. Again, probably not a record in Brevard County anywhere for Thursday, but it is still exceptionally warm. A few showers possible and about a 20% chance for a couple of showers. All right, so that's what it looks like there. Once again, guys, I just want to quickly remind you that I do have a new YouTube channel. If you've been looking for the United States forecast, I do it on what's called Weather Express. You will find a link to that channel in this video description. You'll see the YouTube play button and you'll see where it says Weather Express. If you just click that, it'll take you to this channel. I do a 5-minute daily forecast across the United States. Appreciate your support there. If you'd like to go there and subscribe, check out the channel, share it with your family and friends who live around the country. Again, this channel is dedicated to Central Florida's weather, but Weather Express, I cover the weather across the entire United States. Also want to thank you guys for your support of Media Mundo. Yesterday we hit 50,000 subscribers. 50,000 subscribers on Media Mundo. I appreciate the support there as well. Yeah, Blue Goose, you missed it. I talked about it. Thank you, man. I talked about it a little bit earlier in the broadcast. Pretty thick fog up there. Watch out for more thick fog in that area for tomorrow morning as well. I think after that, we're looking good, and the warm-up will commence after that as well. All right, so let's continue the GFS model past this time frame. I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview. Still going to save most of this for the Friday show, but if we're looking to finally kind of change things up, it is going to be with this next slightly stronger front. Now, the models are still varied on this as far as does the front actually clear Central Florida? That's going to be a big difference in what we see, right? And the good news is, even if this first front, late Thursday, Friday, and early Saturday doesn't completely clear the area, meaning that we don't actually get a north wind, and we don't get a lot of cooler air, it will bring us a little bit more rain, I believe so. And there is another front, if you can look back up here, in the Tennessee Valley that'll be developing, and that one appears to be even stronger. So as we get towards the latter part of the weekend or even early next week, about 7 days out, we'll probably be watching an even stronger front with a better chance for showers, even a few storms, and some cooler weather on the way. We will finally kind of break this warm and dry cycle, but it's still a little bit out. So when we look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Again, this is day 6 to 10. So we're looking at the extended forecast, not what's happening over the first 5 days where we have the hottest weather. You can see that we're still have a better chance than normal to be above average. That's what this is, the percentage chance of where your temperature is going to be. The gray is the highest chance is going to be near normal, and then you get into chances are ranging to have temperatures above normal, and that's for most of Florida. But if you look back through the rest of the country in the Midwest and the Great Lakes, even to the Tennessee Valley here, Southern Plains, there's that dip in the jet. And some of that colder air will finally break off and move off towards the southeast. So that is what is on the way in about a 7 to 10 day time frame, and then even extended beyond that. And again, we have equal chances to be wet or dry over the next from the 6 to 10 day time frame. But once again, that's going to happen probably starting around day 7. But it gives you an idea that as dry as we've been, if you're looking for some wetter weather, it's there. Still the highest chance to be more wet than what we would expect for this time of the year will be through the Tennessee Valley and into the southern side of the Ohio Valley as well. But generally speaking, we've got some wet and active weather for the U.S. There's not a lot of areas that are going to see drier than normal conditions in the 6 to 10 day time frame. And so it shows you we do have a more active pattern developing. Now, that's very active for the northern tier of the U.S., right? They're going to get a lot of snow. Some of the southern sides of the U.S. outside of our area will get more active showers and storms, and then we'll wait our turn and get some rain returning back in as well. Yeah, Blue Goose Weather Express, hey, I appreciate that, and appreciate you guys checking that out as well. So that's what I anticipate in that time frame. Does anyone have any questions? Here, I'll get back over to the temperatures. Again, if you're just tuning in, let me bring back on the Viz satellite imagery here. I'm just gonna look at the advisories one more time. So the fog advisory that was off of the Nature Coast is done as of 1 o'clock. That's good news. Back over to the Viz satellite imagery. That's not the Viz satellite imagery. Oh, I did want to look at winds. We can look at winds real quick as well. But again, right now, all of these clouds that you see here are more mid-level clouds. And so temperatures, got a phone call. I feel like I might know who that is. But anyway, you can see some of the cloud coverage across the area here. But again, is there an opportunity to see a little bit in the way of some thicker clouds kind of rolling back in? Absolutely, especially in our northern areas, right? Ocala, 73. You know, Blue Goose, you were talking about what's going on there in St. Augustine, still in at 68 degrees, all right? So there is still some low-level clouds and some fog to burn off. And again, I do expect there to be more fog issues as we get into tomorrow morning. That should be the last of it. That should be the last problem with the fog, but that opportunity is there. So just keep that in mind, all right? That we could still see some fog kind of developing as we get into the morning hours of tomorrow. And so I do expect more dense fog for your Tuesday morning. Other than that, we're looking pretty good with the fog. Now, real quick look at the winds. Let me bring these up here. I think the easiest way to do this is I'm going to go out to this wide shot, bring up these wind vectors, and then I'll zoom back in. And I'll start. I'm not going to go that far out in time, just over the next couple of days here. Let's go out to Thursday, because I think that will be a change. Bring that up. Let me loop this up and go over to our vector field. All right, excellent. So again, one of the reasons why we're going to have a rain chance in the area tomorrow is our south winds are going to freshen up a little bit. Simply, it's moisture transport. Again, when you get daytime highs in the mid and the upper 80s, I don't care what time of the year that it is, you're going to increase the moisture in Florida because of it. And so the moisture content, the precipitable water we call it, is just going up. It's going to aid in the opportunity for some showers to develop late in the day tomorrow. Still just a 20% chance, but that opportunity is there. We should be dry on Wednesday and then a few more showers developing on Thursday. But these south winds are also helping to crank in these temperatures that could be at or even above record highs. Again, right now in Orlando on Thursday, I've got us forecast to see a record high. Eventually, there will be some changes on the way. You can clearly see the north wind turn as we get into late Thursday, the 13th. And then as we get into Valentine's Day Friday, guys, remember that Valentine's Day is on Friday. That is when the next front will come in, and it'll be very close to seeing if it actually gets this far south to turn our winds out north and bring us the opportunity for some cooler weather over the weekend. Regardless of that down the pipe, we are going to have stronger cold fronts coming in that should clear Central Florida and bring us some cooler weather as well. And that front should also bring us the opportunity for some showers and storms. Friends, I think that's going to do it. I think we've had a good conversation for today. Once again, for those of you who are watching the live version of this, I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch. Thank you for liking this live stream. Thank you for subscribing to Central Florida Weather Live if you haven't as of yet. If you're watching the recorded version, please do the same things. And again, this is going to be on the live tab as a recorded version. Watch it at your leisure. I appreciate that. But again, you have a specific question about the forecast, feel free to drop in the comments, whether it's the live version or the recorded version. I'm happy to answer those. We once again want to thank the Lean Law Firm of Central Florida for being your hometown homeowners insurance attorneys. They offer free consultation and policy reviews. Look, they represent condo owners, homeowners associations across the entire state. They might be located in Central Florida, but they are there to cover the state of Florida. Anything that could impact you or your property, they will walk you through the insurance claim process. So please go to leanomnelaw.com if you would like more information. Friends, you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Take care. Please be very cautious of the heat. Don't get caught off guard how hot it's going to be on Wednesday and Thursday. I'll see you back here Friday at 1 o'clock for the latest edition of Central Florida Weather Live. We'll be talking about a better chance for some rain, and we'll see how that next front's going to impact our temperatures. Until then, you guys take care. I'll see you then.